Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine, and I have a homeschool haul to share with you today. Now the majority of these items are for doll making and they all come from a child's dream. I do have a few items that are not for doll making and I'm going to show you those first and then we're going to dive into all of the doll making supplies. Alright, so let's open up these boxes. I'm going to put this one aside actually because that's all doll making supplies, and in this box we have a few things that are for our homeschool. So the first thing I want to show you is this chart or poster. It's for Waldorf schools in America. It's an overview of everything that you're going to find in the curriculum. I think it's really great for homeschoolers, or if you have a student who is in a Waldorf school, this gives you a nice overview of everything that's going to be discussed or learned. And it has all of the subject areas as well as the additional subjects like drawing and painting and handwork. And it goes from grade 1 to grade 12, so it does not include kindergarten. So really valuable resource. I highly recommend you look into that one. The next thing I want to show you are some handwriting notebooks. And we have had some of these in the past, but these particular ones are new to me. The color is this beautiful light aqua. And in the past, the ones that we used to have were bound on the side this way, and then you open them up this way, and then the pages were still in this configuration. So these ones have the different color blocking to help students with their handwriting. And I really like this one, but it's not actually my favorite one. So I only got two that look like this, but I want to show you the one that I actually like a lot better. And that would be this other one here that has these lines, and I like the dashed lines better to show where the letters should be, but there's no space underneath really except for right here, which is totally fine. So my only wish is that there was something in between the really large lines and then the really small lines that you'll typically find like in a composition book. But then again, in a Waldorf setting, most of the main lesson books just have blank pages, and the students will find their own way to, they'll center the letters, and that in itself is a learning skill that students learn from the time they're very young. However, in some settings, if a student is really struggling, the teacher might add a sheet of paper behind the paper that they're writing on with lines just to help the student along. I've heard that happening, but overall, you want to help your student learn how to center the letters, center the words, and have nice straight lines without the use of lines. But this is a nice tool as well if you want. And I really like these main lesson books. They're really beautiful. All right, so let's put these aside. I've got just one more thing to show you that is, let me put this aside here too. One more homeschool item that is not for doll making. This one is called Natural Science Bingo. And we actually have the flashcards for natural science. And I also really love the Ebu products. They're just really high quality, really beautifully illustrated, and a lot of fun for the family. So let me go ahead and open these ones up so that you can get an idea of the quality and the kinds of bingo pieces you can expect. So it comes with the bag to put all of your bingo pieces in, and then you can just kind of pull them apart like this. And on the back, this is super cool. It tells you a little bit about the animal that's on the front. So we got a polar bear and a beaver, and then on the back, it tells you a little bit about them. So I'm assuming that you get a number of bingo cards. Yeah, so about 3 sheets of bingo cards, and then these are your bingo pages. And then you just try to match up the different tiles. So beautiful. I cannot wait to play this. So I got this to go along with our different science main lesson blocks. We love having games like this as opening activities. It just kind of helps transition the students from something that maybe they were doing and maybe they weren't excited about the lesson, or they didn't want to leave whatever they were doing. Having a game like this kind of helps out because we can play a game like this and then we can transition into our other learning for the day. So I love having these kinds of games as part of our opening activities. Okay, let's put these things aside and dive in to all of the doll making supplies that I got. Now, the doll making supplies are to go with some classes, or actually a conference to learn how to make dolls. And so this is something that Waldorf dolls, I should say. And this is something that we're going to be practicing this year. And the thing about making dolls in a Waldorf setting is that there are going to be many opportunities for a student to make a doll throughout the years, starting in grade 2 when they will knit a doll, all the way through to middle school where they'll make a larger weighted doll, or a doll that's about like 10 pounds or 8 pounds. And that might be something that they might use for their hygiene lessons, or on the reproductive system, because they'll have like this not quite life-size or lifelike doll, but it will be heavy like a doll. Okay, and then there's plenty of other dolls that you're gonna be making throughout the years. And also in kindergarten, you're definitely gonna be having dolls as well. So I have a number of supplies that I want to show you. I'm just going to dump them all out and we're going to dive in. A lot of these materials are new to me because though we've been making a lot of peg dolls over the years, I haven't ever used these materials. So I'm going to talk about these, but I'm going to set them aside. And here's the other box of doll making supplies. This is the first time that I am ever buying a kit to make a Waldorf doll. I'm going to explain that as well. And I just want to show you how nice it's been packed. Look at that. How exciting. Okay. So these supplies we're going to be using for some classes or a conference that I'm going to be taking in order to help us make dolls for this year in our homeschool. And there's more information about that down in the description box below in case you would like to participate in the conference or just take the classes after the conference is done. So you can find that information down below. And you can also find a lot more information about all of these products on my website at the blog post that accompanies this video. Okay, so this is called Joy's Waldorf Dolls, and you can kind of get an idea of how it's going to look. It comes with everything you're going to need in order to make the doll, except I want to say that maybe the needles are separate. I actually can't remember. Debbie over at A Child's Dream really helped me out because I was ordering these things and I forgot to order the needles. So that might be it. She's also very helpful if you have any questions about any of her products. She's very responsive and really helpful. You can get these dolls in, I think 5 different skin tones, and there's all different kinds of hair and you can get short hair or long hair, and I think different kinds of hair as well. So just want to put that out there. I want to say also that these are actually not my favorite dolls. I actually really don't like Waldorf dolls. They don't appeal to me, and that might be one of the reasons why we never did them in our homeschool. Not just these kinds, but some of the other ones as well. Now that I've learned the importance of them, I'm a little bit more intrigued and I want to include it in our homeschool. So depending on the age of the child, doll making has its own significance for the child's development, and it supports the curriculum for that year. So in 2nd grade, a child will knit a doll, and they're beautiful. I think those are the only ones that I absolutely love. And then later on, they will make some patterns, and usually it's for stuffed animals. And then later on after that, in middle school, they will make a doll to coordinate with their lessons on hygiene and the reproductive system. So a lot of these dolls that you're going to find, I think they're primarily for kindergarten as a play item. But honestly, I actually think they are faceless. So I think the faces are extra. But you know, that has to do with a little bit of the philosophy. So I'm going to put that aside and let's talk about dolls right now. So this kit's going to come with a lot of the material that you're going to need in order to make a doll, as well as the wool in order to stuff the doll. So I will have tutorials on as many of the dolls that we end up making, and you can find that on my channel as well as on my website at the blog post that accompanies this video. You'll find more information. So when you're making dolls, I want to show you, I think I got all 5 colors that were available for the skin tones. So you have like this peachy color, and then you have like a light tan, and then a darker tan, and then a darker brown. And these are made, it's like a stretch jersey, and this is one set that's available, but they also sell them in this set right here, which these are smaller pieces. And I want to say that they're also that same nice jersey material, but I do believe they're different. Yeah, because you do get a darker brown in this one. And for this one, yeah, so I think I got 3 out of the 5 that were available in this particular brand. I think right now A Child's Dream carries 2 brands. So we have a nice assortment of colors, and I'm really excited to try these out. I've never made them before, so I'm eager to share with you my whole process. It won't be maybe ideal, but it will be something that then you can expect to reproduce if you're trying this for the first time in your homeschool setting. I also got some, I think this is either linen or cotton, I can't remember. Okay, so let's put these aside, and I might have gotten this to make clothing rather than as the doll material. It's nice to have the stretch. Okay, so that would be for the doll skin, and then you would need the wool to fill it, and then you would need the hair. And I have a variety of hairs to show you here. So I have the loop bousselie for curly doll hair. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And I got 3 different kinds in 2 in shades of brown, and then 1 that's black. And this will be really great, hopefully, for curly hair. At least that's the idea. Then I got, are these the same? Actually, I don't know. Let me see. Smooth Mohair, and this is for doll hair. And this is, I got 4 different colors, so kind of this really light, almost blonde, almost gray color. Maybe this was blonde and this is white. And then a brown and a black. And this, I have to admit that I haven't ever been super pleased with this kind of hair for when I've seen it, but I am really excited to try it out. And maybe you do ponytails and braids and maybe use it for our peg dolls as well. So I'm going to try this out. We'll see how it goes. And then Debbie included a couple other colors that I didn't purchase, and that's great. So there's like a more yellow blonde. This is so beautiful. It's like a ginger red, and this is more of like an auburn red. So I'm really excited to try those out as well. They'd be just enough for a peg doll. And then we have these ones here, and this is curly braided wool roving. And it is, I believe I got this also for doll hair. So I actually can't remember. Oh, that might work really well, actually. This will be like a nice gray, like a salt and pepper gray, maybe for, so we can do a family and have grandparents and parents and everything. Unless you use it like that. No, I think you take it apart. These items, I apologize, I can't tell you more about them. They are new to me, and I am super excited to play around with them and see what we can do with our dolls. So I believe that all of these were the same, but they're just in different colors. Let me just double check that they are all the same. Okay, so I can actually show you the colors. Both of these are gray, like a darker gray. This is like a salt and pepper gray. And then this white one, this is so pretty. And then like a auburn brown, maybe just a brunette. And then kind of a light brown, so pretty. And then a red. I should have opened those up for you, I'm sorry. Let me do that now. And then this beautiful black. Okay, they're all beautiful. If I didn't say that, they're all really beautiful. They're all like just, this kind of reminds me of like a character, I can't remember, but lots of red hair, a cartoon character. Oh, that's really, really nice. It's even better outside of the package. Okay, so if you would like to see some of the peg dolls that we have already made using our Lamb's Pride wool yarn. I've left that playlist down in the description box below. You can check it out, and I will just show you, let me show you this last one here, and then I will show you the yarn that we typically use. So basically we have this, which is going to be one type of wool for hair. We have this mohair here that can be another kind of hair, and then we have this curly yarn, and then the yarn that I typically use for making peg dolls is the Lamb's Pride bulky yarn. This one happens to be the worsted weight, but I typically like the bulky weight for our peg dolls. And you can still use the worsted weight, but I typically like this one better. You know, I actually want to show you everything that comes in the Joy's Waldorf Dolls kit. I didn't show that to you, so let's dive into this and see all the things that come in this kit. Now, I want to say that I think, but I'm not 100% sure, that these two things were added in separately. So I'm really sorry if these actually came with the kit, and I'm saying they don't, or otherwise. So I apologize, but there is some thread for, I think this is sewing the hair in, and then these are doll making needles, and I don't know how we're going to use them yet. This is all new to me, so I'm kind of excited. So it comes with, this is the color, the skin color that I chose, so kind of a medium tan. There were 5. I do believe I just chose the middle for the choices. I chose long hair, and I chose cocoa for the skin color, brunette for the hair, and for the hair color, and mohair for the hair type. So this is the mohair hair. And then there's the stretchy jersey, and then there's this for the tubing for I think the head. Gosh, I cannot wait to do the conference, because this is going to be, I wouldn't know how to do this otherwise. Okay, so this is what comes in the kit, and then of course the wool for stuffing. And then you get a chopstick, has a purpose, I'm sure, and some embroidery floss. I think this is for making the eyes and tying off or sewing. There's string and floss, so this will be for sewing the joints, I think, and then a ton of extra needles. Okay, and then it comes with directions and the materials. Oh, very nice. Of course, you need a pattern. So it comes with the pattern, and I think this is more of the pattern. Yeah. So this is more of the patterns, and then you get the entire instructions. So this is super awesome. Like, if you're already familiar with making dolls, then you'll be able to follow this no problem. If you're new, you might still be able to follow this. For me, having someone teach me is the way that I prefer to learn, and unfortunately right now there aren't any in-person conferences, so I'm really happy to be able to at least join in the online conference that's being held by WaldorfHandwork.org, and these are some of the supplies that they recommend that we get. So definitely going to be learning how to make these. Super excited, and I hope that you enjoyed this. Okay, I think that's it. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you more about these items. I hope that you'll check out some of the other tutorial videos that follow in this series. Don't forget to check out the blog post that accompanies this video. And if you'd like to see how our homeschool is progressing on a daily basis, you can find me on Instagram at Pepper and Pine.